Let's take a look at how to define a curve using XYZ data points. This set of XYZ points is interpreted with respect to the coordinate system of the front plane, just as it's shown in the reference triad. When creating this type of curve, there's no need to begin a sketch. Simply use the Insert drop-down menu under Curve, select Curve through XYZ points. You can also activate this and other curve commands using the icons on the Curves toolbar. I don't use curves often enough to have a toolbar available at all times, so I'll be using the Insert Curve drop-down menu during this course. This is the dialog box where the curve is defined using XYZ coordinates. Data points can either be entered manually in this table or imported from an ASCII text file. First, let's enter a few points manually. To activate the first row, double-click one of the cells. The row will be activated, and each cell will have a value of 0. Also, the units used in the current document are shown. I'll enter values and double-click the next row to activate it. Notice as you activate a new row, the values from the previous row are copied. I'll enter a few more points. And in the graphics area, you can see a preview of the curve as I define it. If you need to insert a point, you can highlight a row and click Insert to add a new row before the highlighted row. When you complete the set of points, you can click OK to complete the curve. Or you can save the data for later use. If you save the data, the file created will have the extension SLD-CRV. I'll click OK and you can see the completed curve. This curve can be used for several things, such as a path for a sweep or a guide curve for a loft. In the Feature Manager tree, you'll see an entry labeled Curve. You can right-click and edit this curve just like any other feature. Now let's create a curve using a text file instead of manually entering each point. I'll open the curve through XYZ Points dialog box once again and select the Browse option. In the Files of Type field, you will see two options, SLD, CRV, and TXT. The first option allows you to browse for a set of points that have been previously saved. The TXT option allows you to import data from an ASCII text file, with XYZ columns separated by a space or tab. You can create this type of file using Notepad or another generic text editor, but if you use a spreadsheet program like Microsoft Excel, you can quickly generate data points using equations and other spreadsheet features. Here I have an Excel spreadsheet with 3 columns. The second and third columns are defined using equations. Before using this file in SOLIDWORKS, I have to save it as a text file. I'll select the Tab Delimited Text File option from the Save As Type field. Notice I didn't specify units in the spreadsheet. When I import this data into SOLIDWORKS, the units from the active document will be used. Let's import the curve and you'll see what I mean. In SOLIDWORKS, now I'll insert a curve through XYZ points and browse for the file I just created. Remember, I saved a text file, so I have to change the Files of Type field to TXT. Once I open the file, notice the points are imported and the units have been set to inches based on the units that I'm using in this document. I'll click OK, and there you see the resulting curve.